is to earn some extra cash while operating a lemonade stand, but a Lafayette girl is using that money to give back.
Finally tonight, the story of a man on a never-ending mission of kindness and how it's changing lives.
It was a balmy afternoon in late spring, the kind of day that begged for cold drinks and warm smiles. On a quiet suburban street, a little girl named Lily sat behind a makeshift lemonade stand, her strawberry blonde hair tucked under a baseball cap. The cap was not just a style choice, it hid the effects of her chemotherapy. At just 8 years old, Lily had been diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. Her parents, loving but financially strapped, had struggled to cover the overwhelming medical costs. When Lily overheard her mother crying late one night, she decided to do something about it. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. Her lemonade stand wasn't fancy, just a small folding table with a hand-painted sign that read, "Lemonade for Lily's Chemo, $1 per cup." The lemonade itself was simple but delicious, made from fresh lemons and just the right amount of sugar, the recipe taught to her by her late grandmother. Though her energy was often low, Lily greeted every passerby with an enthusiastic smile. She believed in the goodness of people, even as life had thrown her a challenge far beyond her years. The neighborhood was supportive but small, and foot traffic wasn't enough to bring in much money. Some people stopped and handed her a few dollars without even taking a cup. Others asked about her condition and gave encouraging words. A few were moved to tears, stunned by her courage. Still, the day wore on and Lily's donation jar held only a modest sum. She tried not to feel discouraged, focusing instead on each interaction and the hope that her small effort might make a big difference. By late afternoon, Lily's energy had begun to wane. Her pale cheeks were flushed from the sun and her hands trembled slightly as she poured lemonade into plastic cups. Her mother, sitting in a lawn chair nearby, looked on with concern. But Lily was determined to keep going. She knew every dollar counted, and she wasn't about to give up. As the sun began to dip lower in the sky, a sleek black Tesla turned onto the quiet street. The car was striking, its futuristic design gleaming in the golden light. It slowed as it approached Lily's stand and then came to a complete stop. The driver's side door opened and out stepped a man who was immediately recognizable, Elon Musk. Lily didn't know much about Elon Musk. She had heard his name mentioned on the news and knew he was a wealthy businessman. But the significance of his presence was lost on her. To her, he was just another potential customer. Her mother, however, froze in disbelief, her jaw dropping as she recognized the billionaire entrepreneur. Elon approached the stand with a curious expression. "Lemonade, huh?" he said, his voice warm but tinged with amusement. "How's business?" Lily beamed up at him, her eyes sparkling despite her exhaustion. "It's okay," she said. "I'm raising money to pay for my chemo." Elon's expression shifted, the lightheartedness replaced by something deeper. He looked at the sign, then at Lily, and finally at her mother, who was still too stunned to speak. "Chemo," he repeated softly, as if the word carried a weight he hadn't expected. "How much are you trying to raise?" Lily tilted her head thoughtfully. "A lot," she admitted, "but every little bit helps." Elon nodded slowly, his gaze lingering on the little girl who stood so bravely in the face of adversity. Without another word, he pulled out his phone and began typing. Lily and her mother exchanged a puzzled glance. Was he texting? Checking his email? Then, with a smile that could only be described as mischievous, Elon looked up and said, "Well, let's see what we can do about that." What happened next was nothing short of extraordinary. Elon tweeted a photo of Lily's lemonade stand, captioning it, "Just met the most inspiring little girl selling lemonade to fund her chemo. Let's help her out. Here's her GoFundMe link. #lemonade for Lily." The post went viral almost instantly. Within minutes, thousands of people had shared the tweet. Donations began pouring into the GoFundMe page that Lily's mother had set up weeks earlier but had struggled to promote. Notifications lit up her phone like fireworks, each one a small miracle. $10, $50, $100, every donation brought them closer to their goal. Meanwhile, Elon stayed at the stand, chatting with Lily as if they were old friends. He asked her about her favorite books, her dreams for the future, and her secret to making such delicious lemonade. Lily, delighted by the attention, told him about her love for space and how she wanted to be an astronaut when she grew up. Elon chuckled, telling her she'd be a perfect fit for SpaceX someday. As the hours passed, cars began pulling up to the curb. Word had spread quickly, and locals who had seen the tweet came out to buy lemonade and show their support. The little street transformed into a bustling hub of activity, with people lining up to meet Lily and contribute to her cause. Some brought flowers, others brought cards, and a few even brought homemade cookies. The sense of community was palpable, a collective outpouring of love and generosity. By the time the sun set, Lily's donation jar was overflowing, and her GoFundMe page had surpassed its initial goal by tens of thousands of dollars. Lily was exhausted but glowing with happiness. Her mother, overwhelmed with gratitude, hugged her daughter tightly, tears streaming down her face. She turned to Elon and tried to find the words to thank him, but he waved her off with a humble smile. "It's all Lily," he said simply. "She's the real star here." Before he left, Elon handed Lily a small business card with his email address. "When you're feeling better and ready to chase those astronaut dreams, let me know," he said with a wink. Lily clutched the card like a treasure, her heart swelling with hope. The impact of that day didn't end with the money raised. Lily's story continued to inspire people around the world. News outlets picked up the tale, highlighting her bravery and the power of community. Schools and organizations held fundraisers in her honor, and social media was flooded with messages of support. Strangers from across the globe sent her letters, gifts, and prayers. For Lily, the experience was life-changing. The funds raised not only covered her medical expenses, but also gave her family a sense of security they hadn't felt in years. The stress that had weighed so heavily on her parents lifted, replaced by a renewed sense of hope. Months later, as Lily underwent her final round of chemo, she kept Elon's business card tucked safely in her journal. It was a reminder not just of his kindness, but of the extraordinary possibilities that could arise from the simplest acts of courage and determination. She had started with a lemonade stand and ended with a world of new opportunities. Lily's health gradually improved, and though her journey was far from easy, she faced it with the same resilience and optimism that had captured Elon's attention that fateful day. Her story became a symbol of what could be achieved when people came together, inspired by the unyielding spirit of a little girl who refused to give up. Years later, Lily did email Elon Musk. True to his word, he invited her to visit SpaceX, where she toured the facilities and even got to see a rocket launch. Standing beneath the towering rocket, Lily felt a sense of awe and possibility that mirrored the feeling she'd had at her lemonade stand. She knew then that her dreams were within reach, no matter how impossible they might have seemed. Elon Musk's unexpected appearance had been a turning point, but the heart of the story lay in Lily's unwavering determination. She had shown the world that even in the face of immense challenges, hope and hard work could create ripples that touched lives far beyond her own. The aftermath of that extraordinary day continued to unfold like a ripple in a pond, growing wider and reaching farther than anyone could have imagined. Lily's lemonade stand became a symbol of hope, resilience, and community. Yet as life began to settle back into a new rhythm, the effects of her determination and the kindness she had inspired only grew stronger. For weeks after Elon Musk's visit, the street where Lily had set up her lemonade stand became a pilgrimage site of sorts. Neighbors, friends, and strangers would stop by to leave flowers or notes of encouragement, even when the stand itself wasn't there. Her mother started a small bulletin board outside their home where visitors could pin their messages. It quickly filled up with words of love and inspiration. "Stay strong, Lily. You're our hero," and even, "See you in space someday." But while the outpouring of support was heartwarming, the family also found themselves grappling with a new reality. Overnight, they had gone from being a struggling family trying to make ends meet to the focal point of a global story. Media outlets clamored for interviews, local news stations wanted updates. Even late-night talk show hosts mentioned Lily's story during their monologues. Lily's mother, Emma, handled the attention with as much grace as she could muster. She was fiercely protective of her daughter's privacy, making sure that Lily's time to rest and recover remained sacred. At the same time, Emma knew that the platform they now had could be used for good. With Lily's blessing, she began working on creating a non-profit organization to support other families facing the financial burden of pediatric cancer. They named it Lily's Light, a tribute to her unyielding spirit. The organization launched modestly but quickly gained traction. Donations poured in from all over the world, often accompanied by heartfelt letters sharing stories of how Lily's courage had touched lives. Some families reached out for help, and the organization was able to provide grants for medical bills, travel expenses, and even everyday needs like groceries and school supplies. Lily, though still recovering, was thrilled to see the difference they were making. She often drew little pictures or wrote notes to send along with the grants, her childlike touch reminding recipients of the spirit behind the aid. Meanwhile, Lily herself was growing into a bit of a local celebrity. At school, her classmates treated her like a superstar. Teachers praised her courage during assemblies, and students often gathered around her during recess, eager to hear her recount the day Elon Musk stopped at her lemonade stand. Though the attention could be overwhelming, Lily handled it with humility. She often redirected the conversation to her dreams of becoming an astronaut, which had only grown stronger since her visit to SpaceX. Lily began to immerse herself in the world of space exploration. She devoured books about the solar system, black holes, and rocket engineering. Her room became a miniature observatory, with glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling and posters of planets on the walls. Her parents, seeing her passion, surprised her with a telescope for her 9th birthday. That night, Lily stayed up late gazing at the moon, her imagination soaring far beyond Earth's atmosphere. Despite the whirlwind of events, life was still not without its challenges. Cancer, even in remission, left its mark. Lily faced ongoing checkups, occasional scares, and the lingering fatigue that reminded her and her family of how fragile health could be. But these struggles only deepened her resolve. She saw her journey not as a burden, but as a mission, a chance to make her life, however long or short it might be, meaningful. It wasn't long before other opportunities came knocking. A prominent children's book author reached out to collaborate with Lily on a book about her story. Together, they created Lily's Lemonade Stand, a whimsical yet heartfelt tale about a little girl who turns her small lemonade stand into a big adventure, inspiring everyone she meets. The book became a bestseller, with proceeds going to Lily's Light. During book signings, children would line up for hours to meet Lily, some dressed as little astronauts, holding cups of lemonade in her honor. The book's success led to invitations for Lily to speak at events. Though initially shy, she grew into a confident young speaker, her voice steady as she shared her journey and dreams. Her favorite event was a fundraiser held at a planetarium, where she spoke under a dazzling projection of the night sky. Afterward, she was surprised with a special gift, a star officially named after her, a symbolic gesture that left her in awe. One day, about a year after the lemonade stand incident, Lily received an invitation that left her practically bouncing with excitement. SpaceX wanted her to be the guest of honor at the launch of their next Falcon rocket. When she and her family arrived at the SpaceX facility, they were treated like VIPs. Engineers showed her around, explaining how the rockets were built and answering her endless questions. She even got to sit in the cockpit of a Dragon spacecraft simulator, her hands gripping the controls as she imagined herself piloting a mission to Mars. The day of the launch was unforgettable. Standing on the viewing platform, Lily wore a SpaceX jacket that was far too big for her, a grin plastered across her face. As the countdown began, she held her breath, the anticipation almost too much to bear. When the rocket roared to life and soared into the sky, a trail of fire and smoke behind it, Lily felt an overwhelming sense of connection, not just to the stars, but to the people who had made her dream feel possible. Elon Musk, who had made time to attend despite his busy schedule, stood beside her, watching the rocket disappear into the heavens. "That could be you one day," he said with a wink. Lily nodded, her heart swelling with determination. As time went on, Lily continued to defy expectations. Her health improved steadily, and she poured her energy into her studies. Science became her favorite subject, and she excelled in math and engineering, often staying after school to work on extra projects. She joined her school's robotics club and quickly became a leader, impressing everyone with her innovative ideas and knack for problem solving. Lily's story also inspired a new generation of young dreamers. Across the country, children set up lemonade stands of their own, donating the proceeds to Lily's Light or other charitable causes. Schools organized Lemonade for Lily Days, teaching students about resilience, kindness, and the power of community. Lily often sent thank you videos to these young fundraisers, her words of encouragement sparking even more enthusiasm. When she turned 12, Lily received another life-changing opportunity, a scholarship to attend a prestigious space camp. For a week, she immersed herself in the world of astronaut training, from simulated spacewalks to zero-gravity experiments. She made friends who shared her passion for the stars, and together they dreamed of the futures they would create. At the end of the camp, Lily was awarded the Rising Star Medal, a testament to her potential and determination. Back home, Lily's family marveled at how far they had come. From the darkest days of her diagnosis to the incredible heights of her achievements, they had weathered the storm together, emerging stronger and closer than ever. Lily's parents often reflected on the profound impact their daughter had made, not just on their lives, but on the world around her. Years passed, and Lily's dreams only grew bigger. By the time she reached high school, she was already a budding scientist conducting experiments in her makeshift lab at home and earning accolades at science fairs. She kept in touch with Elon Musk, who occasionally sent her encouraging emails or invitations to SpaceX events. He had become not just a supporter, but a mentor, someone who believed in her potential and pushed her to aim higher. On her 18th birthday, Lily received a surprise that left her speechless, an acceptance letter from MIT. The accompanying note read, "The stars are waiting, Lily. Keep reaching. Elon." At MIT, Lily thrived. She majored in aerospace engineering and joined a research team working on propulsion systems for interplanetary travel. Her professors were amazed by her dedication and ingenuity, often saying she had the rare combination of brilliance and empathy that could change the world. Through it all, Lily never forgot her roots. She continued to advocate for pediatric cancer awareness, using her platform to raise millions of dollars for research and support programs. Lily's light grew into a nationwide organization, helping thousands of families and becoming a beacon of hope for those facing similar struggles. By the time Lily graduated from MIT, she had already secured an internship at SpaceX. Walking into the company's headquarters as a young engineer, she felt a sense of destiny, as if every moment of her journey had led her to this point. She worked tirelessly, pouring her heart and soul into projects that would one day send humans to Mars. When the day finally came for her first mission as an astronaut, the world watched with bated breath. Lily, now a confident and accomplished young woman, stood on the launch pad in her custom-made spacesuit, a patch on her shoulder reading, "Lemonade for Lily." As the countdown began, she thought of her family, her supporters, and that fateful day when a billionaire stopped by her lemonade stand. As the rocket lifted off, carrying her toward the stars she had dreamed of her entire life, Lily knew she was more than just a girl who had fought cancer. She was a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of resilience, and proof that even the smallest acts of courage could lead to the most extraordinary journeys. Lily's ascent to the stars became a defining moment not just for her, but for everyone who had followed her journey. The footage of her rocket launch was broadcast around the globe, capturing the hearts of millions. She was no longer just a symbol of courage, but a living testament to how determination, hope, and community could propel a person beyond their wildest dreams. As the rocket's engines roared, propelling Lily and her fellow astronauts into the inky blackness of space, she couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude. The stars that had once seemed so far away were now close enough to touch. Floating in zero gravity, she looked out of the window at the Earth below, a blue marble surrounded by an endless expanse. It was a view she had imagined countless times but had never expected to see with her own eyes. Her mission, a joint collaboration between SpaceX and NASA, was to study the viability of sustainable living on Mars. It was the culmination of years of research and development, a stepping stone toward humanity's next great leap. For Lily, it was more than just a scientific endeavor. It was the realization of a childhood dream. She spent hours conducting experiments, analyzing data, and collaborating with her crewmates, each task reinforcing her sense of purpose. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Lily's journey continued to inspire. Schools across the country organized Space Week for Lily, where students learned about space exploration, resilience, and the power of dreams. Teachers used her story as a lesson in perseverance, encouraging students to set goals and work toward them, no matter how daunting they might seem. Parents told their children about the little girl who had turned a lemonade stand into a launch pad for her dreams. As Lily orbited the Earth, she received daily updates from Mission Control, including messages from supporters. One day, she was surprised to hear that Elon Musk himself had sent a note. "Lily," it read, "every time I look up at the night sky, I think of you up there. You've shown the world what's possible. Keep shining. The mission wasn't without its challenges. One particularly tense moment came when a piece of debris from an old satellite passed dangerously close to their spacecraft. The crew worked together, adjusting their orbit to avoid a collision. Lily's calm demeanor under pressure impressed her colleagues, a testament to the resilience she had developed throughout her life. During quieter moments aboard the spacecraft, Lily often thought back to her beginnings. She remembered the smell of fresh lemons, the warmth of her mother's smile, and the kindness of strangers who had stopped by her lemonade stand. Those memories grounded her, reminding her of how far she had come and the many people who had supported her along the way. One night, as she floated near a window looking out at the stars, a crewmate handed her a small envelope. "This came in the last communication batch," they said with a smile. Inside was a handwritten note from a young girl named Sophie. It read, "Dear Lily, I'm 9 years old, and I want to be an astronaut just like you. I'm scared sometimes because I have cancer too, but when I heard about you, I felt brave. Thank you for showing me that dreams can come true." Lily held the note close to her heart, tears welling up in her eyes. She knew then that her journey wasn't just about space exploration. It was about inspiring others to believe in themselves, no matter their circumstances. She recorded a video message for Sophie, encouraging her to stay strong and promising to visit her when she returned to Earth. After several months in space, the mission successfully concluded, and Lily and her crew returned home as heroes. The landing was celebrated with fanfare, a global audience watching as the spacecraft touched down. Reporters clamored to capture her first words back on Earth, but Lily, ever humble, kept it simple. "Thank you to everyone who believed in me. This journey is for all of us." The months that followed were a whirlwind of activity. Lily became a sought-after speaker, sharing her experiences in space and the lessons she had learned along the way. She toured schools, hospitals, and community centers, often meeting children like Sophie who looked up to her as a role model. She took time to listen to their stories, offering words of encouragement and reminding them that even the smallest dreams could grow into something extraordinary. Lily also continued her work with Lily's Light, which had grown into one of the most prominent pediatric cancer charities in the world. The organization launched a new initiative called Lily's Lemonade Labs, a program that provided STEM education and resources to children battling chronic illnesses. The labs offered hands-on experiments, virtual space tours, and mentorship opportunities, empowering young patients to explore their potential. Her relationship with Elon Musk deepened as they collaborated on projects aimed at making space exploration more inclusive. Together, they launched a scholarship fund for underprivileged students pursuing careers in aerospace engineering. They also worked on a campaign to inspire more girls to enter STEM fields, with Lily often appearing in promotional materials and speaking at events. As her public profile grew, so did her opportunities. Lily was invited to write a memoir which she titled From Lemons to the Stars. The book chronicled her journey from a lemonade stand to becoming an astronaut, interwoven with heartfelt anecdotes and reflections on resilience. It became a bestseller, resonating with readers of all ages and backgrounds. Proceeds from the book went toward funding pediatric cancer research and space education programs. Amid her many commitments, Lily made sure to prioritize her family. Her parents, who had been her rock throughout her journey, were her biggest cheerleaders. She often joked that her mother was her mission control, guiding her through life's challenges with wisdom and love. They celebrated every milestone together, from her first rocket launch to the release of her memoir. Lily's life continued to be a testament to the power of hope and community. When she turned 30, she achieved another lifelong dream, leading her own Mars mission. As the commander of the expedition, she guided her crew with the same determination and grace that had defined her journey from the very beginning. The mission was groundbreaking, paving the way for permanent human settlement on the Red Planet. Standing on the surface of Mars, Lily took a moment to reflect. The red dust beneath her boots, the vast horizon stretching endlessly before her. It was a scene she had once only imagined. She thought of everyone who had helped her reach this point: her family, Elon Musk, the strangers who had supported her lemonade stand, and the countless children like Sophie who had found courage in her story. One particularly memorable trip took her to a small village in South America. There, she met a young boy named Mateo who had been diagnosed with leukemia. His family had been struggling to access treatment, and they had nearly given up hope. When Lily arrived, she brought not only financial support, but also encouragement. She spent hours talking to Matteo about his dreams of becoming an engineer, even teaching him how to build a simple rocket model. Years later, Matteo would credit that moment as the spark that changed his life, leading him to pursue his dreams and eventually become an aerospace engineer. Lily's influence extended beyond individual lives. Her work with SpaceX and other organizations led to significant advancements in sustainable space travel. She was a vocal advocate for environmental stewardship, emphasizing the importance of protecting Earth even as humanity reached for the stars. Her speeches often highlighted the fragile beauty of the planet she had seen from space, calling for urgent action to combat climate change. Her efforts inspired a new wave of eco-conscious policies, uniting scientists, activists, and policymakers in a common cause. As Lily's fame grew, so did her opportunities to collaborate with other visionaries. She partnered with global leaders, innovators, and celebrities to raise awareness about causes close to her heart. Her unique ability to connect with people from all walks of life made her a sought-after advisor and advocate. Yet, she remained grounded, always crediting her success to the support she had received and the lessons she had learned along the way. One of her most ambitious projects was the creation of a space education center in her hometown. Named the Lily Brooks Center for Innovation and Exploration, it featured state-of-the-art facilities, interactive exhibits, and programs designed to ignite curiosity in young minds. The centerpiece of the center was a replica of her Mars mission spacecraft, allowing visitors to experience what it was like to live and work in space. The center quickly became a beloved institution, drawing visitors from around the world and inspiring countless children to dream big. Despite her many achievements, Lily never lost sight of the simple joys that had shaped her childhood. She often returned to her hometown to visit the place where her lemonade stand had once stood. The spot had become a local landmark, marked by a small plaque that read, "Where Dreams Took Flight." On these visits, she would sit quietly for a while, reflecting on how far she had come and the people who had made it all possible. As she grew older, Lily's focus shifted toward mentoring the next generation of leaders. She believed that her greatest legacy would be the people she inspired and supported. She started a fellowship program, selecting promising young individuals from around the world and guiding them as they pursued their ambitions. Many of these fellows went on to achieve remarkable things, from groundbreaking scientific discoveries to transformative social initiatives. Lily took pride in their successes, often saying that they were the true stars of her story. Her influence wasn't confined to the realms of science and philanthropy. She also made a lasting impact on popular culture. Her story was adapted into a feature film that captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. The movie, titled Beyond the Lemonade Stand, won numerous awards and became a cultural touchstone, inspiring discussions about resilience, community, and the power of dreams. Lily attended the premiere, but true to her nature, she deflected attention away from herself, instead praising the team who had brought her story to life. In her later years, Lily continued to push boundaries, exploring new ways to contribute to the world. She became an advocate for mental health, drawing on her own experiences to shed light on the emotional challenges faced by those in high-pressure fields. Her candidness about her struggles resonated deeply, helping to break down stigmas and encourage more open conversations about mental well-being. Lily also turned her attention to writing, penning a series of children's books that combined her love of science with her passion for storytelling. The books followed the adventures of a curious young girl named Luna, who explored the universe, solving mysteries and making friends along the way. They were a hit with readers of all ages, cementing Lily's status as a beloved figure across generations. As the years passed, Lily's contributions continued to shape the world in ways both big and small. Her work with SpaceX laid the groundwork for permanent human settlements on Mars, opening new frontiers for exploration and discovery. Her advocacy for pediatric cancer research led to breakthroughs that saved countless lives, giving hope to families who had once faced impossible odds. And her commitment to education inspired a global movement, ensuring that the next generation of dreamers would have the tools they needed to succeed. Lily's journey came full circle when she was invited to speak at the United Nations. Standing before an audience of world leaders, She shared her vision for a future defined by collaboration, compassion, and courage. Her words carried the weight of a lifetime of experiences, resonating with everyone in the room. As she concluded her speech, she looked out at the crowd and said, "We all have the power to make a difference. It starts with a single act of kindness, a single step toward a brighter future. Together, we can reach the stars." In the end, Lily's legacy was not just about her accomplishments, though they were many. It was about the lives she touched, the dreams she ignited, and the hope she inspired. From a little girl selling lemonade to a trailblazer who changed the world, Lily proved that even the smallest seeds of determination could grow into something extraordinary. Her story was a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit, a reminder that no dream is too big, no challenge too great, and no act of kindness too small to change the world. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on the girl's inspiring effort to fund her chemo? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.